Smith, what went through my head was I thought I was ready for the Ike matchup going into MK Leo. And then, after playing for only like 30 seconds, I realized I had actually no idea how to play that matchup in this game. Which is not a good place to be against MK Leo, so naturally I got bodied. I think it would have been a close set if I knew what I was doing, but I didn't, and so I got bodied. It is what it is. It's what I get for not being properly prepared for that. I think part of it's just Ike is a character that does really well right now because he's relatively easy to play well. And then I see Falcon as being more or less the polar opposite of that. Like, I don't think there's that much of an inherent skill difference between Leo and I. I feel like... Oh. Well, that's a terrible start for me. But he's a lot farther with his characters right now than I am with mine, so it's only natural that things would go the way they did. I know it's not much right now, but... I'm gonna be nice at this game. Real nice. And when that happens... I'm gonna be worthy of all the subs and all the everything else and any growth that happens in the future as well. Thank you, Summa D's, by the way, for subscribing Tier 1 to the one and only Bunny Legion. If you want to join the queue and get some games, then come on in, buddy, okay? Would love to play you. Is that it? Jesus Christ. Well, he's dead. That's only the beginning of a lot of the stuff that's going to be happening more and more with Falcon as I get good with this character. Unsure how likely he is to get buffed next patch. I think it's possible, especially since a lot of the Japanese players have not exactly that much faith in Falcon. They've yet to see the light. But... you know, we might end up at a point where, because Falcon's metagame is going to develop slowly by virtue of how difficult and complex he is to master, we might end up in a situation where, in his current form, he'll end up being a super good character down the road, like maybe close to top tier. And then because his metagame has yet to develop to that point by the time patches happen, he might legitimately get a good amount of buffs, and then go from a character that's very close to top tier to being absolutely amazing. It's possible. Ugh. Got me again. D's, long story short, Falcon is a character that both has an extremely frame-tight punish game compared to most characters, to where effectively and consistently getting Falcon's punishes, combined with how tight his combos are, requires both a very high level of execution, a very high level of technical skill and practice to perfect his combo charts. He has a lot of his hitboxes are smaller than most characters, and they're significantly more demanding with what parts you have to hit them with, to where getting the hitboxes you want on the right characters at the right times requires generally perfection. His moves being smaller combined with his burst range being the way it is means in order to effectively break in on people, you almost always have to read them and they don't necessarily have to read you. Because of the fact that he has such a tight punish game but so many characters so easily punish him, makes it to where if you don't put in the time to really master his punish game, you can get punished brutally for even the tiniest of mistakes. And while you can get out of those, also not getting brutally destroyed as Falcon requires quite a lot of expertise to know how to get out of things. In addition to that, his spacing is very demanding since the way his hitbox work. He's extremely fast. Learning his advantage and disadvantage is hard. It's also extremely easy to get killed off stage, and in order to be a good Falcon, you have to be good at not getting killed off stage. which means you have to get really good at not dying off stage. There's just a ton of skill sets that have to be mastered just to be not terrible with Falcon. But once you do all of those, he has a lot going for him. So don't take this as he's not worth it, because I genuinely believe he is, but... Whew. Why did I Falcon Punch bit that one Bayo player in pools? Oh, well, that was just a hard read on Witch Time. Alright, good games, Water Dragon. Was I nervous against MKLeo? No. I wasn't nervous at all. I just had absolutely no idea what to do in that matchup as Falcon. I was lost, and he was not lost. Therefore, I got bodied. Vicey, I wasn't really nervous being in Oakland. I'm a pretty strong guy, and because of my martial arts training and experience, I feel like if I absolutely had to, I would be pretty well equipped to defend myself and defend others as well. But funnily enough, I actually got one random homeless guy almost assaulted me while I was in Oakland. And not just like outside, but literally in the middle of the day inside Burger King. That was something. He wanted me to give him cash, but I didn't have any because I hadn't started money matching people yet. So since I didn't have any cash on me, he got really mad and he literally grabbed me. And I just gave him the look and said stop. And he let go. Good man. But yeah, like I mentioned, one character secondary that I'm seriously considering is Bowser. So you guys are probably going to be seeing me play a lot more Bowser than you might have expected. But yeah, one of the reasons I'm thinking about Bowser is one, I thought he was a very good character before, and I legitimately thought about secondarying him because I feel like he would cover some matchups that I like him to, and he covers them well. And then they buffed like 6 different things about him in the most recent patch. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking when they did that, but Jesus Christ, that character's good now. Like, he was already really scary, and then they just made him even more wild for some reason. Left Stricken, I don't think Falcon's very good right now. That's all I will say. I think Falcon has the potential to be very good down the line, but I see him as being in a similar boat to characters like Ice Climber, where they're so hard to play well that the amount of effort, skill, and time that is required just to not be terrible with them is quite high. So you're just gonna have to wait until we get to that point. It's not happening for a while, but I do think it will happen. So have patience, and be patient with me, and dreams will come true. But yeah, Goku, if I were to buff one thing about Falcon, and only one thing, I would make his initial dash speed better, and that's it. Tough guy, baby. See? My Bowser's got some stuff. And the other buff I would do is make it to where his Raptor Boost has a more reliable hitbox. Thank you so much, Faring Pine Turd. Once again, proving you are what the stream needs. Much appreciated! Ugh. To all of my mods who add great commands, thank you so much. You guys are a big part of what makes the stream what it is. Thank you. Ugh. And so are reads like that. Oh, absolutely, Milch. Everyone gets rock rocked all the time, unless they're in a region with people who just don't rock rock them. If you're a Falcon or Ganon player and you play people that are decent, you will get rock rocked a lot. But yeah, like Faring Pinter and Narrowgain suggested, there are quite a lot of ways you could address the problem and deal with it. Like, you could do what the thing that I mentioned earlier, where you just make it to where it has minimal ending lag. You can make it to where Falcon and or Ganon can just have more direct control over where, at the angle they get launched. That would do a lot because there are certain characters that wouldn't be able to effectively punish you at certain ranges. And so as long as you were cognizant of which ranges those were, you could just prevent it from happening. In a lot of situations, anyway. Or at the very least, there could be mix-ups involved. Like, there'd be things you could do. You can make it like Diddy's command grab, for instance, where you can just choose to let go of them instead of throwing them. They could do something like that. Thank you, Didi, for cheering with more bits. And it'll soon be a very happy 21st birthday to Finra. That's a fun age. I remember my 21st birthday was, funnily enough, at SmashCon. That was the day I got my first national top 8, getting 4th at SmashCon, and proved to people that Falcon was viable. That was my very first time doing it. Not bad for a 21st birthday.